You are now in the black box. Whoa. With Spider Loke, Most Easty, aka VJ Keyway, and the Google Gang. Let's go!
Sniper in that hustle. Big shout out to my nigga SPI, Spider Loke. You know I'm in the black box. Had to come through, tap in, show love one time. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Stay tuned. All that.
Jeter. Gratitude is the attitude. The show is a blessing. To be back in the black box as we blow a succession. The constant, consistent, continuous content creation campaign continues. Those are the 7 C's as we navigate these. I'm the captain of the ship, SPI Easty, a.k.a. VJ Keyway, Mr. 1597 himself, host of our very own R&R Hour, where we relax, roll up, and randomly react to content in these YouTube streets. The Tookie Williams of the 107 Hoovers. I had this loaded up since last night. I don't know. Wait, I'll give you the channel. I got to be more diligent because when I preload them up and I get to them, I don't be having it right in my face, and I've been doing them without saying where we got them from. But this comes from, the video has been removed by the uploader. That's crazy. That's crazy. I wonder why. Well, with no further ado, let's see what the alleged Tookie Williams of the 107 Hoovers have been up to. I wonder why he removed it.
Welcome back to another episode of Hood 187. In today's video, we'll be discussing the death of Sean D. Hatcher, better known as HYPHY. HYPHY was often referred to as the Tookie Williams of the Hoovers in Tulsa, Oklahoma. While HYPHY wasn't the founder of the Hoovers in Tulsa, much like Tookie Williams with the Crips in Los Angeles, he played a major role in expanding their presence throughout the city. Sean D. Hatcher was born February 7, 1987 in Thugtown. The Hoovers had come to Tulsa during the early 80s. At that time, they were still under the Crip gang and hadn't turned criminal yet. Most of them still remain under the Crip banner today, which was approved by the California 107 Hoovers. There was no reason for them to switch over to criminal, since the Hoover Crips had taken over majority of the town, and only a few blocks had enough numbers to even go to war with them. They outnumbered both the Bloods and the neighborhood Crips. These wars turned those born in the late 80s into gangsters. HYPHY was one of those gangsters. He was allegedly considered a leader in the 63 Hoovers, also known as the Deep End. They were started off 63rd and Cheyenne Road and came from the 57 Garrison Block Hoovers. He came up in the game under the guidance of 5-star generals like Big Mikey, earning his stripes early in the set. By the 2000s, the drug trade had divided much of Tulsa, and HYPHY had expanded the Hoovers into other neighborhoods like the 26th, 27th, 39th, and 44th. All these neighborhoods were essentially connected to the Deep End and 57 Garrison Block Hoovers, so the rivalries naturally carried over. At one point, the neighborhood Crips were in Turley, but the 63 Hoovers quickly changed that. People recall HYPHY trying to turn 53rd into a Hoover block, but the 53 Crips didn't let that happen. Instead, they aligned with the neighborhood Crips and eventually became part of the Rolling 60s Crips. One night near 56th Street in Garrison, something serious happened. A man in a 1999 Oldsmobile Bravada drove past a house where some Hoovers were hanging out in front. They exchanged words with the people in the car. The driver kept going but came back after circling the block. But the second time around, someone in the car started shooting at the house. Nobody died from this shooting, but tragedy would still follow. A 4-year-old boy was hit and left in critical condition after the drive-by shooting.
That's that bullshit. Reckless ass drive-bys. Babies getting hit. Sheesh.
The 4-year-old boy was in his grandmother's arms inside the house when bullets ripped through the walls, hitting him in the stomach. His grandmother was also injured, shot in the hand during the chaos. They were innocent bystanders who happened to be in a nearby home. One family member said to news reporters, "It's enough to make me want to keep my own kids inside. It's ridiculous. It was 5 o'clock. Kids can't even play in their own yard in broad daylight. It's crazy."
Babies and grandmothers, they don't get their man. So they really just going to like, I'm going to try maybe, knowing in mind all the potential possible probable outcomes of who else may can easily get it. They still go do that. I don't understand that. I don't get it.
But this was one of many shootings between the two groups. A year before, HYPHY had caught a case for a stolen vehicle in 2008. He was sentenced to serve 2 years behind bars, but instead only ended up serving 10 months. They say he was trying to change his ways and be there for his family, but his affiliation to the Hoovers was still there. On July 25, 2010, HYPHY was spotted on the 200 block of East 43rd Street. He was driving north, but 2 gunmen ran up shooting, hitting him and causing him to crash his truck. HYPHY was pronounced dead at the hospital, and the shooters had fled the scene. They remained on the run for nearly a month until police stopped an 18-year-old near 61st and Peoria. He was later identified as Kadrian Daniels. Shortly after, a 16-year-old male was also taken into custody. This incident was
a month is a pretty long time for people that age to be running. Oh God, they usually get caught quicker. They already got down there half of the ones out of NO right now.
Believed to be gang-related, with sources indicating that the Red Mob Bloods were responsible. The shooter was allegedly affiliated with the now defunct 54 Hartford Red Mob Bloods. The Red Mob Bloods are believed to have started in the late 80s or early 90s under the name 747 Rip Boys. Over time, they transitioned into a blood set under the Athens Park Bloods. In the end, both teens were cleared of all charges, although one of them would later be involved in a future shooting. In 2017, an alleged member of the Red Mob Bloods was shot and killed while sitting inside a car at an unknown location. His body was later transported to the 1500 block of East 60th Street, where he was dumped in the street. The man was later identified as Odion Johnson, also known as Muki. He was born on January 9, 1996 in Okmulgee, Oklahoma, to Sharita Jowan Johnson and Ronald Evans. Muki and his family moved to Tulsa in the 3rd grade and built many relationships that would define him. Affectionately known as Stinky by his family, Muki had a vibrant personality and a natural charisma that made him unforgettable. But as he grew up in Tulsa, it's believed that Muki became affiliated with the 5 Deuce Red Mob Gangsta Bloods. While his arrest record reflected only minor offenses, the extent of his involvement in gang activity remains unclear. According to law enforcement, Muki was selling drugs for the Bloods in 2017, during a time when the Red Mob and Hoovers were actively targeting each other over the drug trade. Muki was allegedly dealing and had met a man named Javonta Williams, a known Hoover member who had been struggling with substance abuse. Javonta was known by several names, including Jav 7. Jav lost all hope in life, so he became fully involved with the Hoover gang lifestyle. Jav began committing various crimes on behalf of the Hoovers and started getting tattoos that displayed his affiliation with the gang. The exact nature of the relationship between Muki and Jav remains unclear, but police believe Jav may have been setting Muki up in order to rob him of his drugs and money. On May 11, 2017, Jav met Muki at a disclosed location. After Muki got into the car and sat in the passenger seat, Jav pulled out a gun. Muki would then panic and tried to get out of the car, but Jav fired several shots, striking him while he was still inside. Not long after, Jav drove a few blocks away and dumped Muki's body in the middle of the road near 61st and Peoria. The next morning, a woman delivering newspapers in the neighborhood came across Muki's body. She immediately called the police and an investigation was launched. Jav was later pulled into investigation and interrogated, but his girlfriend, Talisha Williams, came forward with an alibi, which shifted the investigators' attention towards someone else. Her alibi gave Jav some extra time, but
Man, why does she look so familiar?
5 months after Muki's murder, he committed another shooting. Jav was in South Tulsa, near
He looked like Uncle Luke, 2 Live Crew face out.
64th and Owasso Place when he fired shots at a car. An elderly woman was shot and seriously injured. Police also said another person was hit but ran away, and they couldn't find that victim. They think this shooting might be gang-related because Jav had no reason to shoot the woman. Jav was later charged with assault and battery with a deadly weapon. But while awaiting trial for this shooting, the police reopened the investigation into Muki's murder and determined that Jav was the killer. They also charged his girlfriend for helping him clean up the car and
Kind of like Wreck too. Wreck Mob face out there.
as an accessory to murder. In 2023, tensions escalated between the Red Mob Bloods and the Hoovers near East Apache Street and North Yale Avenue.
Red Mob, Wreck Mob. I thought this was about the Tookie Williams of the Hoovers. All I keep hearing is Red Mob Bloods, Red Mob Bloods. They said something about some Hoovers early on. Maybe that's why he took it down, or this was just a bullshit title. Somebody probably pressed him.
An area associated with the Apache Originals, a subset of the 107 Hoovers. According to official documents, a Red Mob Blood member known as Rocky arrived on the block in a white Ford F-150 and opened fire from outside the vehicle. A little girl was sitting on a couch in the living room in a nearby house when several 9mm rounds were fired from Rocky. Police said the girl was hit in the chest and taken to a hospital in critical condition. Police were able to trace it back to Rocky's.
Is that the same 4-year-old girl? It's another baby these clowers done shot. Ginger top face island boy looking at.
And a search warrant found a 9mm pistol at Rocky's home with cartridges that matched the spent casings found at the shooting scene. Rocky was taken into custody on Sunday around 5:30 p.m. and charged with gang-related offenses, including discharging a firearm from outside a vehicle. Another man was later apprehended and charged with multiple.
Or I'll sell you a piece of face having ass. Mario Luigi face having ass.
Offenses.
A jury convicts a 19-year-old gang member in connection to a drive-by shooting that seriously injured a 6-year-old girl more than a year ago.
Investigators say Henry Jaramillo shot at a house near Apache and North Yale on January 15th of last year. A 6-year-old girl was shot in the chest in her living room. She survived but was in intensive care. Jaramillo was charged with 7 counts of use of a firearm while inside a car, 1 count of gang-related offense. Last week, a jury found him guilty, and he'll be sentenced on October 24th. Now, a 21-year-old gang member pled guilty last month in connection to that shooting. Investigators say Rocky Cerna was the driver when Jaramillo shot into the home and hit that little girl by mistake. He was sentenced to 13 years in prison.
Police claim they've solved 91% of gang-related shootings in Tulsa, but with summer approaching, we'll see if that number holds. Thanks for...
Y'all need to just cut it out and quit, man, and get to be about your hustle like SPI. I'm all about my hustle, all about blah, 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 blah. Cool to act the fool to make me show out in public. Before you open up your mouth, just know I know how to shut it. Come to bustin', that's nothing, just a whole nother subject. What I'm stuffing, no discussion to put a hole in your stomach. Chose to face some consequences that I hope you can stomach. Could nobody hold you back, and now you holding your stomach, you dummy. You the type to start a war and try to call it off. The shotgun was too long, I had to saw it off. I just took it from the homie, cause I know he saw. I'm really finna shoot it, he gon' show it off. Round here, life is lost like the Holocaust. Fuck around and knock your whole, what you call it off.
You never gon' stop my money. You never gon' stop my hustle. You never gon' stop my money. You never gon' stop my hustle, cause I hustle for my money. I hustle for my money. I hustle for my money. I hustle for my money, can't knock my hustle, cause I hustle for my money. In case you hadn't noticed, we've been pulling up in Lotuses loaded. They know us, no more eviction notices. The whole bag, that's exactly what I goes and get. Never beefing over bitches. Way too many hoes to hit past filthy like a needle from a lethal injection. Still soar like an eagle beyond people's perception. Turn my life into a movie, yeah, probably could from Cali, but on hood, ain't nothing about me Hollywood. All I got is my word, my pride and my handshake. Represent my dead ones, ride for my landscape. The money don't make the man, it's the money the man make. These funny bunny niggas sweeter than honey and pancakes. You never gon' stop my money. You never gon' stop my hustle. You never gon' stop my money. You never gon' stop my hustle, cause I hustle for my money. I hustle for my money. I hustle for my money. I hustle for my money, can't knock my hustle, cause I hustle for my money. Wide amplifier, infinity speakers, niggas feel me in these streets, so they spin for these features. SP, serve them that bass to injure they speakers, and still stuff fat laces into his sneakers. Somehow for me, sticking to the guidelines, stop once I got the hitting off the curb like sideline pop. A lot of pigeons thrown up, see some fine flying flocks, pit bulls and rock rollers on the 9-9 block, squabble up in the set. Hood got inside problems, feeling like Baby Dre line, east side mobbing. Been known to draw down and take everything off. Rest in peace, Del Dog, everything mafia. You never gon' stop my money. You never gon' stop my hustle. You never gon' stop my money. You never gon' stop my hustle, cause I hustle for my money. I hustle for my money. I hustle for my money. I hustle for my money, can't knock my hustle, cause I hustle for my money.
THA.
Like good in that hustle. Big shout out to my nigga SPI, spotter low. You know I'm in the black box, had to come through, tap in, show love one time. yeah, y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Stay tuned, all that.
It's the homie cook-up boss, goddammit, Cub Low. And y'all tuning in to the Wake and Bake Show with goddammit the homeboy Spider Low.
Here with SPI, the realest nigga in LA.
Spider this bitch!
My name is Spider Loke. Spider Loke, nigga.
Spider Loke.
It's Spider Loke.
Spider Low.
Spider Loke.
Spider Low.
Spider Loke, that's my nigga.
Spider Low.
Shout out to SPI, that motherfucking nigga.
Spider Low, Wake and Bake. Better keep it Google, nigga.
Loke is in LA somewhere doing what he's doing.
In the words of Spider Loke on my mama's mama.
Spider Loke's gear. This is Bay Mac.
Nate Bud, C-Mac. Shout out my Loke, Spider Loke, huh? Nate Bud on Hood. It's a beautiful world. You fight me? Fight, quit.
Point blank, do no subliminal dissing. When I listen, I can tell you never been on no mission. Sticking to the script, don't care if I offend you. Neighborhood crib, the marathon
I overlook my competition, never seeing them. I done trained my mind that I'm going. You could tell by how I walk, talk, I'm a boss. A east side millionaire, homie, what you thought? My life is a movie. They can't get close to me. They mad cause they can't be. I'm everything that they wanna be, yeah.
You are now in the Black Box with Spider Loke, Most Easty, aka BJ Keyway, and the Google Gang. Let's go!